welcome to the GenGAMEcast for Thursday, February 19th, 2015. I am your host, Kevin O'Rourke. Tonight, joining me on the podcast is...
George Picard.
And remote via Skype.
Shoot, we do this every week. Hi, I'm Benny Gerard. How you doing?
And also remote via Skype.
Sam. Sam, you're muted.
Sam Corn's mic's muted.
Oh wow!
But he meant
One
to
with
say
the faulty,
no.
the one
No.
with the faulty
There's no
mic
mulligans.
switch. I'm Sam Corn. Podcast is going swimmingly already.
How's everyone doing tonight? We feeling good?
Other than yeah, a little tired.
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
I'm
Benny.
feeling a little terrible.
Feeling
not gonna
good,
lie.
feeling great. How are you? Is that a song? That's a song.
It is now.
Yeah, it's from something. I don't know.
From Star Wars, actually.
Good to know. Didn't know that. So let's just get right into our first segment here. It's the we do it every week. It's called What Are You Playing? Start with George. George, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing, as you guys know, if you guys have seen the live page, I've been playing Hearthstone. I've been streaming it pretty much every day. And I actually got a game today from one of the viewers. They sent me a copy of Counter-Strike Go, so I guess I'll be playing that soon. Kind of cool. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played since Source, so
wow.
a little out of it. But it should be fun to just play once in a while.
To quote an old episode, Counter-Strike Global Operations.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, that was the thing.
It was.
I'm pretty sure Benny said it. So Benny, what have you been playing? Oh, Trevor said it. I'm corrected.
I've I've been watching. I'm sorry, George. Like, you really need to work on your skills because there's a few times you just completely threw a match. And I'm not even a good Hearthstone player, and I could see your big mistakes. I've been playing actually. Shoot, I completely forgot. I reinstalled Starbound, and I've tried the new update for that. Thank you for that.
Okay.
And I've been retrying out Starbound, looking at all the new stuff they added in there. Much more polished. It's still not released yet. It's one of the longest early access games I've owned a copy for. That and Loadout. I got back into Loadout for a little bit, so
Cool.
lots
Very
of fun.
cool. Very cool. Sam, what have you been up to?
I've been playing more WoW with Benny, and League of Legends, and Hearthstone. I finally started playing ranked on Hearthstone earlier today. I'm officially ranked higher than Trevor's mom. It's actually
that's
not
great.
a joke. I'm ranked higher than his mom now.
That's pretty
Uh,
impressive.
19.
Rank
wow.
19, wow.
Jamming it. Nice.
Jamming it.
I'm ranked 19 now, and and I got convinced by DZ to install SimCity again, and
That seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, really. I think Trevor just started playing that as well.
yeah. It was Trevor, DZ, and I, and
Mistakes for me,
yeah,
clearly.
that was a bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
This whole week is just ruined already.
Yeah. I now understand why we're feeling like
This is a
crap.
bad
and-
week. Was it like a full moon or something tonight? I don't know. I've been playing Dynasty Warriors 8, just like last week.
Yeah.
Little Hyrule Warriors. Majora's Mask 3D just came out on 3DS. I am up to the Great Bay Area.
Okay.
But unfortunately,
fun.
I'm stuck in the Pirate Fortress without any magic. And I need to use the Lens of Truth to look at the guard to get the Stone Mask, because they put him there for some reason. And I'm completely out of magic, and I don't know what to do.
So, like, you just
So I just kind of saved it, and I'm hoping that
figure it
an
out.
epiphany
You
happens.
can still shoot the guards with your bow.
No, I
and take
can.
them
It's
out
just
that
I
way.
want the mask. And
Oh.
I have 4 bottles, so I don't want to go back, and I don't want to waste the potion. So, man, it's like such a dilemma.
Wait up for that.
The worst dilemma. All right, so let's just get right into the discussion. We have 3 discussion topics this week. Let's get right to the first one. This is kind of playing off a story that I found. Darksiders 2 is receiving a definitive edition, so I thought maybe we'd take a look at this kind of nonsensical new gen update. Do we feel like there's too many games that are coming out for this, or like this? Games from previous generations, or games that were out like 6 months ago, that are getting HD
Yeah, they're getting
redo updates.
How much is there to remaster about a game that's not even say a game's 5 years old. I could barely see a remaster right now.
Yeah.
Let
And
alone Darksiders 2. Like,
we have Darksiders 2, the reboot of Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry, if that's what it's called. Sleeping Dogs.
The Last of Us came out like
The
a year
Last
later.
of Us remastered, yeah. So it's like, I think Sam mentioned another one before we went live.
Sleeping Dogs and
Yes.
Tomb Raider both
Tomb Raider,
Right.
that's what it was.
got definitive editions.
I don't know. Let's open this up. What's our opinion on this? Are they just for cash grabs, or are they actually,
If I may.
looking out for the consumer? Benny,
Yes,
take
yes,
it away.
The biggest problem I have right now with definitive editions is like, we're gonna release a game and then we're gonna polish it and then release it later. This is like, well, it shouldn't have looked like this in the first place. The Last of Us, it's a bit of a gray area. I mean, I can see them, re-releasing for a newer console. That makes sense. GTA 5 did the exact same thing. But when you look at other games that get HD remakes, like Wind Waker, or even more recently Majora's Mask, it's a portable handheld update. They're not just updating the graphics; they're updating the game as well. When I see definitive editions like Tomb Raider and now Darksiders, if they don't make any other improvements to the game other than graphically, then it's just a cash grab. Because it's like, oh, now I get to play this game in HD or there's better graphics. But it's just like, does it play any different? Does it improve upon things that were lacking in the original? And that's why I didn't get the Tomb Raider definitive edition, because I played the original and I thought they could have made a lot of improvements to it, and they didn't. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to play the updated one because it's just the same game.
Well, I mean,
I feel like the price point is just like, some of them are cheaper, but at this point it's like developers don't know what to do with it. Like, do they charge $60 for this game? It's new for people that haven't played it already and maybe we're on the fence about buying it. I think that's the core audience for it. So Benny, maybe someone like you who's played the game isn't their
saying
target
Wind Waker
market.
HD made sense though, because it wasn't a full price game. It,
Oh no, I agree.
less,
Yeah,
but
it's
still.
an old game.
and the thing is though that game is much older, and it's for a console that's not only one generation behind, but actually 2 generations before it.
Yeah, it's true. GameCube to
Yeah,
Wii U.
so
Yeah,
like that kind of
so
update
2
makes
steps,
more
yeah.
sense.
Exactly.
It would sell
It's-
more copies.
It's kind of like if they made Wind Waker HD on the Wii,
Right.
which it technically wouldn't be
Some of-
HD, but
The thing about that remake was that not only was the game improved, the gameplay was improved, and the graphics, obviously, everything else, but the fact that it's 2 generations apart, it's like maybe you don't have a GameCube lying around to play, Wind Waker, and now you're like, you know what, I'll buy it on Wii U, even though I already have it, because it's more convenient and I'll play it. But with these games that are being remastered for literally the same console, or like maybe like PS3 to PS4, it's like you probably already had that lying around. Like you could have just played it. So it's not for those same people. It's for
Yeah.
different people. But if they're going to, if these companies are going to re-release games, obviously they can't put them at the $60 point because yeah, it's new to them, but like a car can be new to you. It doesn't mean it's a new car.
that's true. That's a
So-
good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Well,
some of these things, there is literally not even a point. Like when they remade The Last of Us, like they're like, oh, it's 60 FPS now. Go buy it again. That game, 60 FPS does nothing for it.
right.
Literally nothing, because the pacing of the game you're not going to notice.
Mhm.
And it was blatantly to try and get people to buy a second copy because it is so new.
Side point to that though, there are a lot of people who actually, if you look at it from console perspective, there are a lot of people who jumped from Xbox to PlayStation, didn't get to play the original Last of Us. It's like, well, if I'm gonna buy these PS4 games, you're gonna buy Last of Us.
That's true.
That's
If it's for a
fair, but how
different
many
console,
people
then that-
really
yeah.
went? Like, yeah, PS4 definitely outsold Xbox One, still is, but is the number big enough to warrant them remastering that game? Are the resources
does
that
the
got
cost
spent
outweigh what they can make on it?
Exactly right.
Because I don't think it takes too much. The game's developed.
Yeah, it's not. It's probably
I don't
cost
think there's
efficient.
much that
Yeah.
they need to do to make it run on the hardware.
But the
and
other
optimize
thing
it.
you have to look at with that are the resources that they used remastering that worth it to us as the consumer when those resources could have been used to make the next title.
Well, if they're making money, I guess
It's-
some developers don't care.
It's not
Yeah.
the consumer's responsibility to yell at, these guys and tell them to make a new title, you know? If you just don't buy these remastered games, they will stop making them. If people just don't, But the thing is, there are always going to be people that are buying the remastered games, but they're not generally going to be the people that bought them the first time. I don't think.
So here's the tail end to the discussion here, Benny. I'll get to you in a sec.
All right.
What do we think when do we think this this cycle is going to come to a close, where it's the in-between years between the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii, upgrading to Wii U, PS4, Xbox One? When is that time going to end, the in-between years? Do we think we're going to be seeing more of these? I mean, the
Year and a
cycle's
half,
a year and a
tops.
half?
It's usually
think it's less.
about 3 years, I would say. But I mean, they'll
They're
still
so
keep
similar,
publishing
though.
for the old console.
I mean, I think by this holiday season, that should be it.
Yeah, I've
Right,
seen the
like-
trend so
Remember-
far that we've seen it with Ubisoft, where they're releasing. They had Assassin's Creed Unity come out for new systems, and then Assassin's Creed Rogue for the older ones. So maybe we'll see that for the next. Do you think we'll see that for the next Assassin's Creed? Let's put this in time points of Assassin's Creed.
I don't.
They're not
think
gonna do
so.
it, right?
No, that was it. Yeah, that was your last shot. Go get an Xbox One. Go get a PlayStation
Yeah.
4. Yeah, exactly.
The
So
the
next
thing you
year,
have to think of
that's it.
I think so.
how late was the last PlayStation 2 new game that got produced for the PlayStation 2?
FIFA
Does
2014.
anybody know?
Yeah.
You're right.
FIFA 2014.
2014.
That
they
is
were
a
making
special.
games for
That's
PlayStation
a special
2.
case though, because the PlayStation 2 still has a market base in South America. I know that as a fact because the import taxes on electronics is so ridiculous there that you can fly from, I don't know if it's Brazil. I think it's Brazil. You can fly from Brazil to Florida or anywhere in the U.S., pick up a PlayStation 4, and fly back, and it's still cheaper than paying the import tax.
Something's messed up.
So
If-
I think that's an extreme example.
yeah.
I don't think we're going to be seeing that.
Right.
That's such a
No,
strange
but I mean,
animal.
there's still. I mean, I think we have a couple years at least where we're still going to be seeing games released for both, like every major title.
I want to say the C3 we're going to see very, very few games released for announced for last gen, if any.
Yeah.
They
Not-
won't
definitely not any
announce
that
them
major
for
press
last gen. I'm not saying they're going to announce them for last gen, but it's like
Okay,
they're gonna
expand
do,
upon
like-
that. Next
they're
Call of
gonna
Duty.
they're gonna do like Destiny.
both
You can
gens.
buy Destiny on current gen or last gen, and they're gonna do that. Call of Duty's the same way. You can buy Call
Are
of
they
Duty
still
on
going to do it for
current.
this next iteration?
So this next
Yeah,
year,
I
will be the
guarantee
end for
they
Call
will.
of Duty. After that,
okay.
Yeah.
new system or bust.
They should just do that now.
Some companies are starting to do that.
Yeah.
Some aren't. Companies that aren't doing it, Nintendo.
Yeah.
At some
Which,
point, it becomes too expensive to develop for both platforms, though.
That's true. If the
Because if
sales
you wanna
aren't
cut- if
there
you wanna
for
cut
it,
costs
then
any way you can.
Right.
yeah, it's true. So I brought up Nintendo. Let's move on to Nintendo. We're gonna talk about the Pokken tournament game. New trailer came out. Pretty cool.
Little interesting thing about this
Game looks really cool.
game looks awesome.
We don't really know too much about it at this point, though.
Right.
And for people that don't know anything about this game or haven't seen much about it, I think this trailer,
Sums it
barring
up.
your ability to speak Japanese,
Yeah.
still gives you a pretty good shot or a snapshot of what this game is going to be about. So, a brawling 3D Pokemon fighting game,
Yep.
that's money.
And if you haven't been able to tell yet, this is the team from Tekken.
Yes.
This is a
With a name like
Tekken
Pokken.
Pokken
and a fighting game.
champion.
So that's really what I want to bring up here with the discussion. Is this good that Nintendo's lending their precious Pokemon out? Their other characters. We've seen it with Hyrule Warriors, and it's worked pretty well.
Yeah.
It takes the development stress off of Nintendo for having to create these games that are easily recognizable.
Mhm.
So now the Pokemon team is working with them, obviously.
Right.
But they're not,
They're
taking
not-
the brunt of the development. They're taking some of the money, of course, to license out their characters,
They,
but they don't have to worry about as much development stuff with
They-
it, especially if they can focus on the main games in the series.
They got the best end of the deal here. They collect the money. They do very little work. And
And the consumer's
that's it.
happy because I'm sure
Oh,
that this
yeah.
game will be a lot of fun. Now, all we know so far is that it's going to be an arcade game
Right.
in Japan. Will we see it in the U.S.? I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
Better.
I think we will.
I mean, I think we will.
Yeah.
But I mean, this-
Better question. Will we see it on only Wii U?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see
No,
Wii U.
no,
3DS.
not if it's
It's
a
a fighter.
Capcom game.
If it's a fighter, it could be multi-platform.
I
But
don't.
we don't know.
It
I
will-
don't think so. It's a Nintendo. It's a Nintendo
But it's by
game.
Bandai. Published it by Namco Bandai. Developed
The,
by.
Nintendo. I think Nintendo's done enough just letting them use the characters. I don't think they're gonna go overboard and just like.
I mean, look, if it's not being published by Nintendo, I don't see any reason why it's not going to be on other platforms.
It's Pokemon. I don't think so. Do I want it to be on other platforms? Yeah, because they talk about online playing. God knows I don't want to hear about online playing the Wii U. But
This controller looks weird too.
yeah, the controller they
It's got
show
a
in the
D-pad.
video, yeah, it looks weird.
Why no analog? Or like fight stick?
Maybe it's just like maybe if we knew what they were saying, it would make more sense.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not
Press up
too
and-
press up and
I think that's
why
like half the trailer is meant to confuse people. Like, we don't know what they're
Great.
talking about.
you sidestepped. You did it. This is sweet though. Hit,
So
hit
would you
combos.
like to see more games like this? I definitely would.
I mean, if is this going to be the start of us seeing things? If they're starting to license out the Pokemon brand, could we see a return of things like Pokemon Stadium and stuff like that? That if they were released again, that's just printing money.
Oh yeah, if they made Pokemon Stadium 3, are you kidding me? I would buy the thing in a second.
I would buy it so quick.
I might buy a Wii U so I could buy that game.
Or
Might.
Pokemon Snap
It's a big
2
might.
on
Now,
3DS.
ready for this?
Oh my god,
the
Pokemon
next
Snap 2 needs to happen.
make the next Pokemon adventure game, but instead of step-by-step attack phases, we have this. Just replace it all together.
That would be interesting.
That'd be insane.
I think it would take a lot longer to complete the game though,
I wouldn't mind.
and it wouldn't be as easy.
Fatality. No,
Can
I'm
we
kidding.
do
So not even Mortal Kombat.
next step in the Dynasty Warriors franchise? Have Pokemon Warriors.
There's been
Okay.
talks
Ah.
with Nintendo that they're interested in using some other characters for Dynasty Warriors related games. So maybe we'll see Mario Warriors, where you're slicing people
Oh my
apart.
God.
Slicing up
Mario's
Koopas.
got a giant
Oh.
piranha plant that he's swinging around, and he
Holy
shoots the flood
crap.
out as his Muso move.
I like it.
Money.
I like it.
Think about it, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Just printing money everywhere.
Yeah.
Only other comment I gotta make on this is that this is something people have been asking for a long time, like a tournament-style Pokemon game. Yeah, Nintendo's printing money. They're printing more money.
Yep.
Like they nailed it with Amiibo, and this is probably another big hit. We hope.
I mean,
Maybe
and
we'll
they
see
got
a
a
new series of
quality
Amiibo
team to
form,
make
too.
it. Like,
Yeah, right.
not everybody's
level
a
up, you
fan of
guys.
Tekken, but you can't deny that Tekken's one of the most successful fighting game franchises in the world. Like,
You just
Oh,
they know
without
how
a
to
doubt,
make a
yeah.
fighting game.
and you
No.
couple it with
Yeah,
Pokemon,
they
and
do.
you can't lose.
No,
No.
you can't. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Just like Hyrule Warriors, quality game, lots of fun. Okay. Any closing statements, or we're ready to move on?
Just happy to see Nintendo again branching out.
I think
We talked about it last week, obviously with Zelda
yeah, with Zelda and Netflix.
and
so-
Netflix. Yeah, and this is just another
Yeah.
example of it. It's really really good to see. But I
Finally
honestly hope
starting to
that
get it.
yeah I honestly hope to. As a player, I want to see it on Xbox One and PS4 so I can play it on those consoles. But like as a fan, I don't. Because whenever game like I don't know, when Sonic branched out, it just got worse. Like I just don't like seeing something like that. Subtitles just go to other parties that they shouldn't be in.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah.
No, it's true. No, seeing Nintendo go the way of third-party developer, no,
Yeah.
no way. I would not be happy. But let's jump into our next topic. This is Order 1886. It came out, or it comes out tomorrow, actually. Does it
Tomorrow?
come out
Today?
tomorrow? Or today?
Well, tomorrow. But
Technically tomorrow.
yeah.
But there are reviews out. There was a leaked playthrough of the game that says
could
that you
blink.
can beat the game in about 5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a blind playthrough. He posted the entire thing on YouTube.
It's since been taken
Yeah.
down, obviously.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, because he broke embargo. But he posted the entire blind playthrough on YouTube and beat it in about 5 hours.
Good work.
So, I mean, I think there's two things we need to talk about with this. First of all is, like, the whole thing with embargoes on reviews and whatnot, and the timetable they set for that, and then also, like, the time it takes to beat a AAA game like this that's going to cost you $60.
Reminds me of Fable 3. Reminds you exactly of Fable 3.
Fable 3, for what it's worth, wasn't that bad.
No, but
I
you'd
think.
beat
It
it
was pretty
blind
quick, yeah.
in 6 to 8 hours. Like, yeah.
I think I got my money's worth out of Fable 3. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
Now, a few weeks ago, Sam was saying, I think to quote him, he said, "I want to be excited for the order." Am I right in saying that you said that a few weeks ago?
Yeah,
wanted to
like,
do well?
I wanted to be excited for it. Like, it was the game that I was like, all right, maybe I finally, hook up the PS4.
Is that
I
PS4
have a
hooked
good
up?
game
Just
to
kidding.
play for it. No, it's
Still
not
not,
right
still
now.
not at my
'cause
house.
I said
You're gonna
last
wait on
week, like,
reviews.
I'm waiting for reviews to come out to see if it's worth it.
There's a
and
huge,
And we
just,
said several weeks ago they should send it to George because he needs a new console.
right.
shut up.
Here's how I like to rate games and playability with cost. If you go to the movies and you watch a 2-hour movie, say, it'll cost you $10, right? So for
Give or
every 2 hours of entertainment, I value that at $10. If I spend $60 on a game, I need at least 12 hours out of that game. And if the games are going to be 5 hours for $60, that's insane. That's just not worth it at all.
I mean, I think there are some cases where a little shorter than 12 hours is acceptable. Like, I mean, my blind playthrough the first BioShock game was about 10 hours, but I mean, that game is my favorite game. Like, 8 to 10 hours, I think, is for a single player experience that has at least some replay value. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Like,
And that's the problem
8-hour
with
minimum.
hearing about the order, though. It doesn't have any replay value from what everyone's been telling us.
If,
Right.
if
Right,
you
that's
take
the
a look
thing,
at
yeah.
the R Games review thread, it's the top post on Reddit right now on R Games.
Mhm.
Getting slammed.
Right.
Slammed with bad reviews.
Right.
Polygon 5.5, Games Radar 2.5 out of 5, Jimquisition 6.5 out of 10, Giant Bomb 2 out
mean,
of 5. Kotaku just says
That's
no.
being generous from Jim Position there.
Kotaku just says no. Great.
No.
It's just it
Yeah.
does
Well-
not seem very good.
Right.
But what's the thing about it is that most of the game seems to be cutscenes,
Which is
And
cool.
Someone brought a good point to me and said, "Why didn't they just make it a movie?" At this point, it's 2.5 hours, right? 2.5
Right.
hours of cutscene.
Yeah.
The do not order, or rather, the do not pre-order.
It's like, I mean, I don't have a problem with cinematic style games. I mean, I loved Heavy Rain,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, doesn't get more cinematic style game than that.
But if
Same
they're
with
done
Beyond
well,
Two Souls, but those are long,
But those are designed to be cinematic games, though.
Right.
and they're long. This 5 hours for a cinematic game like this with no replay value, I'm not buying it. I might rent it,
Yeah.
eat it in a night, and send it back.
You
so
can
it's not a
red-
system
I won't
seller
be
at this
buying.
point. It's
Right. You can
No,
red
it's
box
kind of
it.
toxic,
Yeah.
I think.
You
And
can-
I have a PlayStation
yeah,
4. I
but-
want to get some good games for it, but it's
yeah.
this game
Yeah,
was like
it's
Don't force yourself
E3. They were like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great."
to. Mm.
Less stuff about it, less stuff, build up hype, and then boom, they show it all, and now it's leaked a little early, and who knows? I don't know. I wasn't too
I
interested in
mean,
it. to
the
begin
one thing
with,
I will
but
say is
Yeah.
it's a
kinda
it's a
kills it.
damn fine looking game. I mean, it looks
is it
pretty as
fun?
hell, but graphics aren't going to sell a game at this point.
No, we know that far too well.
Oh God.
Or do they? I mean, people do buy remaster versions anyways, so...
The lower thirds are fantastic right now. I just want to point that out. I don't know if anyone else has seen them, but
Props
Not,
to our
but I'll watch them
producer.
later.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
If
I
you
saw it.
if you get a chance to check out the video, please check out the lower thirds as we're speaking right about now and 15 seconds previous if you weren't paying attention. It is fantastic. Oh god, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not even gonna get into that anymore. That was great though.
All right.
So, what do you guys think about the whole embargo issue where like you're not allowed to post your review until the midnight release?
That makes perfect. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
yeah, that shouldn't even be.
I mean,
why should you
But
be
it
able
means
to?
like the reviewers have the reviews done well before that. They're getting the games
course.
at least a week ahead of time.
Yeah,
And it's like it means that I mean, I realize reviews are kind of a double-edged sword. Like great reviews can help sell a game, but poor reviews are going to trash your game.
right.
But I mean as a consumer, it's just like I want to be able to read a review before the game comes out, man.
Well, Sam, one of the things you really want to look at is if a game sends out the review copies a week before and the embargo is day of release, that's okay. That's fine. That's standard. It's usually what you see. But when you see review copies not sent out till day of release, that's when you got to be
That's
skeptical.
trouble. Yes.
Right.
Trevor Mignani, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I was gonna say. No
Thanks for-
introduction.
thank you
Had
for
to jump
chiming in.
I-
No
I- I-
introduction
I jumped
needed.
in that.
All right, Trevor wins. Next topic.
Take
but
some of
no,
the gold.
Let's cue this. This is our last discussion topic for the night. We're going to focus on a man who needs no introduction, I suppose, but we'll introduce him anyway. Mr. Peter Molyneux has been all over the news in the game industry under some harsh criticism, I think. That's just me. And apparently Tim Schafer also thinks that too, so that's kind of important. I don't know. What do we think about Peter Molyneux, gentlemen? Good
Okay.
guy, misunderstood,
Benny?
overpromises a
Sam?
lot.
Excellent game designer.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn, I can't believe a word he says.
I know Molyneux's had some pretty great press conference moments, but
Project Milo. That is just like the tops for me. I love that. I love that whole shtick that he does because it's like, even when you watch it, like when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, this looks great. And then I realized it's Peter Molyneux. It's like, no, it's Connect is not going to be this Project Natal as
yeah.
it was back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like he starts spewing this stuff, and it's like, you're going to be in the game. You can put a piece of paper in front of the screen, and the character will read it to you.
Oh, here it is. yeah.
Here we go. This infamous demo.
This is
This is Connect. Remember Connect?
I do remember this. This was a little while ago,
This-
but I do remember this now.
This
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
what Connect was, though.
No,
No,
it
not
was
at all?
not. No, it was shoddy
No, it was
controls
never
for
this.
Sonic Air Riders with jamming your foot into the ground.
Oh my gosh.
But he has that, like, you trust this guy. It's he has that way of just saying like, oh no, you want to give me your money. You want to give me all of your money right now.
that is,
He puts his hands into it and he kind of takes it and he gets the hands tense and he says,
show the money.
This game is going to be all about you giving me money. and people do, and he gets in trouble because sometimes he overpromises. That was the case with Fable, and people were pretty heated about that. But at this point, it's only your fault.
Welcome to the business world.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't promise things that aren't going to happen.
Yes.
But you should know at this point. This is the first time that something like this has happened with Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
It's not as extreme with the whole goddess thing, which is the whole trouble about this. But
I thought it was pronounced Godus for some reason.
Not only is
it
it
might
not
be
the
Godus, I'm not
first
sure.
time, it's not the fifth time. It's like the 25th time.
he's like a wheeler dealer kind of game developer. That's the best way to put it. I love the guy. He's great.
He's
He's
someone
very
to look,
entertaining.
he's someone to
Yeah,
look
he's a
up
great
to as a
salesperson.
marketer and businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, he seems like a great guy. Like like
He's the
really
guy you
fun,
wanna have a
really
beer
nice.
with. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'd love to.
Right.
That would be great.
And maybe he could pay for it, or maybe,
Maybe
not.
not.
See,
Who knows? But I don't know. I love Fable.
This is why you want to buy me a beer.
Yeah, exactly. And then he brings out a Connect, and bam, you're just shoveling out money. You're giving him quarters. He's like an arcade machine. You just put more quarters in. But I don't know. Is it warranted? Does he deserve it? I don't think he deserves it.
I don't. It's the consumer's fault too. Yeah, you can't just.
Well, the whole controversy is over the God of Gods promise for the person that won the Curiosity Cube game just by clicking it on an app.
Right.
And he's promised 1% of the game's total funds and that he has the special mode that he can do. But they haven't given him anything towards it.
Right.
So it's sucks for that guy.
Yeah.
But now Peter Molyneux is saying that he's not going to talk with the press anymore. He's just sick of it. So
Good for him.
we'll
Pulling
see.
a Marshawn Lynch. You know.
It's over. I will not speak to the press again.
I wonder what his
I'm
answer
just
is.
here
Yeah.
so I don't get fined.
Right. Yeah. I'm just talking so I don't get fined. That's all. Thanks, Peter.
This is just another development in just the world of Kickstarter and just like buyer beware kind of thing going on.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm becoming less and less of a fan of Kickstarter as of recent, because we keep hearing these horror stories, people just taking money and just bailing. So it's like, I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah,
Welcome to real life.
I mean, it does happen. I mean, things happen that you can't control, and but it's just like,
There's a very long list of rules on Kickstarter that you can read into and see and say, oh wow, well they can't take my money, and there's always a way that they can.
Yeah,
And that
that's
yeah,
true. But you, as the
sometimes
consumer
a project just
that's backing it,
collapses,
then
and-
yeah.
you have the choice to back or not back.
Right. Yeah, but like,
mean-
yeah, some of the times it's not their fault. Like, they're not going into this saying, okay, we're gonna get all this funding, and then we're gonna take their money, and we're not gonna make a game. Like,
No, that's
sometimes, like,
the
you know,
intent is always there.
of course, yeah. Say the goal was, X, and they needed Y, and they messed up. It happens.
I mean, when you're backing a Kickstarter project, you just have to think of it in terms of you're making an investment. Investments are a risk.
Right. That's true.
That's a good way of looking at
That
it.
is a very good way of looking at
There's
it.
no investment with no risk involved.
Yeah, that's true. If it were, it wouldn't be called an investment. It'd just be called making money.
Right.
Which is okay with
True.
me. So if you find one of those, let me know. But yeah.
No, George, you're mistaken. It's not called making investments. It's called being Nintendo, and you just print money.
Oh
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah, right.
Of
Sorry.
course.
Nintendoing. It's a verb.
All right. So I think that about wraps it up for the discussion portion of the show. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we'll head on into the gaming news of the week. So stay tuned. You're watching the GenGAMEcast. back to the Gen Gamecast. Let's get into some news. Our first story of the week is about a Kickstarter. Actually, it's pretty cool. But Benny, who hates Kickstarter and everything about it, can just shut his mouth. So let's
Okay.
get right into the story. It looks like a great game. I got an email about this from the developers at iVent. Pretty sweet looking game. Strength of the Sword Ultimate. It's reached its funding very quickly. There's 19 days left to go in the entire Kickstarter. There's over 1,500 backers. They've hit their goal, doubled it, almost tripled it. And I just love the page and all of the artwork that they have on it, and the game just looks awesome.
About $1,000 more, and then they say that they can put it on Wii U, which would be kind of cool for a game
That's
like
cool.
this.
Yeah. I could totally see myself playing it on the Wii U with the gamepad.
Yeah. I think that would be good for the Wii U.
Yes, it would. Because this game looks awesome. Reminds me a lot of just the style. I don't know if it's just me, but maybe it's the way the knight looks. Reminds me a little bit of Spiral Knights. You ever play
Okay,
Spiral
yeah.
Knights on Steam?
Yeah.
Play game?
I was gonna say, oh shoot, now I gotta think of the name. Killing me.
You're on the spot.
You're on the spot. Say I'm on the spot here. Kind of reminds me of Diesel Stormers also.
Never played
By
that.
the folks who created the it's Black Forest Games,
Okay.
German studio.
Yeah.
They developed the Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams, and the style is very similar.
It reminds me a little bit of Torchlight.
Oh, okay.
Really? Okay, I could see that. Pretty sweet looking game though. They have a lot of stretch goals planned, but I really recommend, like, we can't really wrap up everything that's about this game in the amount of time that we have. So definitely go out check out the Kickstarter page. There's tons of info on there, and you could back it for $10.
Get a digital copy.
Yeah, digital copy and digital hug.
Digital hug?
They're offering digital hugs
You
for
can't-
$1 pledges. Excuse me,
Hey,
only for $1. So if you want a digital hug, pledge $1.
Hey.
Um,
Plus one hug.
But I'd say even if you're not going to back it, keep this game on your radar, because I think it's these
One
guys
to
have been
possibly-
working on it for a long time, and you could tell just from the video. If the video doesn't sell you on it, just give it a shot. Strength of the Sword 3. Huh. Interesting naming schemes.
There you go. The game. So this is the updated game of the 2013 game. But it looks really
Looks
good.
sweet, yeah.
It looks really good. So check that out. Kickstarter.
And,
Continue.
we'll put that link somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put it in the
Definitely somewhere.
notes.
Don't know where yet, but somewhere.
You'll see it.
All right, next bit of news. The Hyrule Warriors is getting another DLC. I didn't even know this.
This is the last. This is the
This is
last
the last
time we'll
one.
be mentioning Hyrule Warriors
Maybe
on this
not.
podcast, probably.
Until
but
they
it's-
come out with Hyrule Warriors 2.
Right. Until yes.
Probably, definitely
This
not.
is the official
hope happens.
last DLC, right?
I hope
This is
so.
it?
Well, I don't hope so, but
right.
yeah.
You want more, but like
No, this
Yeah.
DLC seems like a great way to go out with a bang.
right.
Lets you play as Ganon in Beast Ganon form. And also offers some costume goodies, if you don't have enough of those already in the game.
Right.
You can buy it
Never have
separately
enough.
for $3 or $2.99 US. Or if you have the Hero, I forget what it's called, the Hero
Hero of Hyrule.
Hero of Hyrule pack. I want to call it Hero of Time. I was close. The Hero of Hyrule pack, which is pretty much the season pass.
Mhm.
This is part of it.
It's pretty cool.
So it's $20 if you want all of the DLC. Definitely worth it. And we have the site up on it now. Pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of DLC for this game, and it really stretches the game out to continue to be fun and not grow stale like some of the Dynasty Warriors games
Right.
do. The most recent being the Majora's Mask pack. Tons of fun playing as Kid Link. Lots of fun. So it's good to see that there is going to be another DLC pack.
There's actual noticeable differences with the DLC and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
just
It's not just like stuff
slashing
that they said,
the same. Yeah,
oh well, we made this already, but we're just gonna throw it in later for like $5.
right.
Keeping on the topic of Zelda, this brings us into our next news bit. There's a game called Oceanhorn coming out on Steam, and it looks quite a bit like The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Polygon is sponsoring this live stream, I will add. That's where we got most of our news from. That just happened to be that. There was other sources I could have found, but I decided I just like their layout. It looks nice. Big fan of Colin Campbell, who published this article. The trailer looks pretty sweet. If you guys have seen this, huge homage to Wind Waker, obviously. But I don't know. There's something about this that the scale of it just doesn't seem to. I don't know. There's something different about it. Like I'm not. I don't know if I'm sold on it yet.
The character to environment scale just seems off to me.
Like he's really.
I think
big,
it's supposed to. Yeah.
but it just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It looks awesome though.
I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
It looks like this could be a Nintendo game,
Mhm.
or it could be the Wind Waker because he's a guy with an old man in a red shirt.
Yeah.
Kid wears the blue crawfish-looking shirt.
He's
with,
oh my god.
He's sailing on a boat. Like if this didn't look like Wind Waker enough,
Holy crap.
this kind of seals it for me.
So I guess this is
only thing you
like
need missing is a
Wind
hat.
Waker for people that never owned a Nintendo console, like me.
This is what Wind Waker is.
This is
Yeah, there's Choose
there. This is
and
Yeah.
Beamos.
yeah. Oh
And,
my god.
yeah.
It's great. Where are
Sorry,
the,
but
it looks
I kinda wanna
cool,
play
though.
this game
where are
now.
the pigs and the chickens?
You see, that's one thing that Zelda does not have.
There we go. That's good. And we're back
Flying
to
dirigibles. Back to sailing.
endless sailing. I'm
as
sure.
much fun as we are poking at this game,
It looks.
it
really
looks
good.
really good.
Yeah, no.
It looks pretty polished. Looks like a
Wow.
Zelda game, and you know what? That's
That's
not a
okay,
diss.
right?
Yeah. Like I'm totally cool with that.
Right.
Oh yeah, 3D Dot Heroes. Here we go. We got this up. Oh, this is great.
3D Dot Heroes
This was on
awesome.
PlayStation? First PlayStation or PlayStation 2? PlayStation 3. I did not know that. That sword is huge too. Here's your comparisons.
March 17th, this game comes out.
And like 3
so
spiritual
cool.
stones. Red, blue, green.
When are you guys
Weird.
gonna be picking this up?
How much is this?
It was released on iOS, but now it's going to come to Steam with a facelift and a new
This
control
looks
scheme.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't
See,
have a price on here.
this
I'm not
is-
seeing it.
This is why I use the Polygon source because
If
their
that-
source is just the straight
if
video.
the price of that game is anywhere under $30, I'm sold.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
if it's like $20-25, like probably buy it. Seems really cool.
I mean, you can play
I'm
Zelda
gonna do
on
a price
Steam.
check on that right now.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't play Zelda on Steam now.
Right.
Now you can. Or the
Kind-
closest thing to it.
Right. Yeah.
There's
Zelda,
no price listed on Steam either, so I'm not seeing.
good. It'll be a surprise. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
surprise.
Surprise! It's free.
Surprise,
Oh
it'll
my
be-
god.
No.
Coming up a month from now, it'll be our "What are you playing?" segment. I wasn't going to say, "Oh, we've
Oh
all been
yeah,
playing
we all
Ocean."
got Oceanhorn. March 17th, right? March 17th
It's in the
it
hum-
comes out.
It's in the
March
Humble
17th.
bundle.
So it's on my radar. I think it's on everyone's radar now.
Mhm.
Definitely will be keeping a close eye on this game. Looks pretty sweet. But I'll tell you one game that we may not see pretty soon. The Phantom Dust reboot. Because the studio developing it closed.
All right.
Once again, Polygon, our good friends, have the story. The game is not canceled. It's still being developed, but the studio shut down, so that's probably not good.
So where are they developing it from? If it's
They didn't say.
who is it?
We don't know.
Yeah, you
It's,
know?
it
The
could
hamsters
be
are working on
someone.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one hamster fell off the wheel, and by one hamster I mean the entire development studio.
Right. And
So Microsoft's just gonna hand it over to somebody else.
They say that
might not-
Microsoft canceled their version of it, but we didn't see much about the game in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We saw one teaser trailer They said, "Oh yeah, this is going to be a reboot of a franchise that was Microsoft exclusive or Xbox exclusive." And I saw
it's
it,
like
and
a-
I was like, "What the heck is this?" I had never played the original
Right.
Phantom Dust.
Yeah.
It
I think
was
more of a cult
one
hit.
of those like cult classic games. Like
Yeah.
not that many people played it, but the people that did absolutely loved it. You know.
Right.
Came out
The-
2004, so it's been some time.
Yeah.
If you
They've had
forgot
some
about
time
it,
to-
then yeah, you've had
The
some time
thing
to
I
gel.
liked was if you read Microsoft's statement about closing the studio, they're like, you know, we really liked them as a partner and they were a great partner and whatnot. And they're like, but we still decided to, you know, close the studio and put 50-something people out of a job.
You know.
We liked them as a partner.
We like you, but we don't like you enough.
Who knows? Maybe they'll get picked up by Deep Silver. They're picking up everything. Picking up THQ and the rights to pretty much every game under the sun now. Deep Silver
Everything
Coalition.
for
So,
Saints Row, yeah.
they're putting that all I know is the statement said they're going to hand it over to a different development team. So one of
it will not be
Microsoft's
Deep
studio-
Silver Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a
No.
Microsoft studio.
It's going to be a Microsoft studio. It's just which
It's still
one.
Microsoft's IP.
I mean, they
right?
own how many studios
Yeah, it
do they
is.
own at this point?
Too many to count.
All of them.
All the studios, even Nintendo. They own them as a studio.
Not Nintendo.
But the other game that I'm waiting to see more about,
Mhm.
Scalebound. That was revealed at last year's E3 as well. The dragon game.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
nice,
I
sweet
remember
fantasy,
that.
The dragon, dude with sword.
Yep.
Seems cool.
Kind of cool.
Hopefully that doesn't get canceled. I really don't want that to
And-
happen.
This just in. Wait.
This just in. Scalebound is canceled. Sorry.
Sorry,
you
Kevin.
Heard it, you heard it here first. Yeah, sorry, Kevin. They just emailed me, actually. Sorry,
The
Kevin.
only subscriber, you know.
Turns out we did get some news on Scalebound. Everything were derailed for a little bit, and it's about a month ago. So they're still working on it.
All right.
But all they said is
We got
you
the
know, this
update
game's
from
gonna be
Benny.
Awesome.
a
They're
month
working
ago,
on it.
but now, yeah.
I think we'll see more about Scalebound at E3. I think it's safe to say.
So it's interesting to read the studio that was working on Phantom Dust that got shut down. This was their first solo game they were doing. They mostly did like contract work on other games.
Mhm.
This was their first attempt to do a game solo.
Makes sense.
So
That they got shut
obviously they weren't too good at it.
Yeah.
down. Right.
So let's take
Or
a
the
look at
development was probably too slow. so.
another studio. Switching gears completely here. Let's focus on Relogic, the makers of the Terraria game. Anyone fans of Terraria? It's usually super cheap
I am.
now. Awesome game. I still play it.
Just making a note. This news right here is part of the reason why I was playing Starbound again, because I wanted to refresh my memory on the progress of that.
This
so.
looks like the perfect mix of Terraria and Starbound, but the trailer just pisses me off because everything in it just you see like, oh wow, what was that? Oh, fade to black. Oh man, look at this. Oh, fade to black. Oh, what's this? Oh, things there. Oh no, okay.
They've always done that there. With the
It's
trailers,
every yeah, I know. It's no, that was the same thing with Starbound and Terraria. It's just this is the ultimate tease. It's a teaser, trailer
yeah.
that teases you because I want to see more, but they just don't show it to me. It's like 5 seconds of clips, but 3 of the seconds are black screens because it's too busy fading. It
We're
looks
definitely-
so cool though. For what you can see from this game, it looks like Terraria, like super awesome version, and that is awesome.
And that's what they're naming it. No.
No,
It's-
and that's the title of the game. Actually, no, it's going to be called Terraria
Yeah.
Otherworld. Excuse me, I'm just called Overworld.
Overworld.
No news on release date, but we'll see more stuff at GDC, San
So
Francisco.
I was gonna say make a note on that. Biggest I guess compliment is that Relogic has done more work for their Starbound-esque game or Terraria sequel than Starbound has done in the last 2 years. So it's gonna be pretty much a fight between two developers on who's got the better knockoff of the original.
Right.
We'll see how it plays
So,
out.
yeah.
We'll see some more details at GDC, so I guess stay tuned with that. Let's jump into our next big news.
I think
We're
this
almost
is-
finished here.
I think this is for Sam, really.
Yeah, Sam. So we're seeing a new Xbox One update. Screenshots suggested friends. Anything else strike you as interesting from this?
The transparency setting on the tiles. That's nice.
It's just a dashboard update.
Yeah, I mean, and then Australia's getting some love. They're getting Xbox One digital TV tuner and one guide, but I mean, it's I guess one of their biggest dashboard updates yet.
Right.
For the Xbox. Screenshots is kind of cool. And you can apparently you can set any screenshot you take as your background.
That's pretty cool. I know they had an update where you can import pictures from flash drive.
That's kind of cool.
Save them on your Xbox and use those as backgrounds. That's pretty cool. I know you could not do that with the 360.
And I think the screenshot's the biggest thing.
Coming soon from GenGame.
You now have suggested friends. It's kind of interesting. For those of you that don't have any friends, you can now...
You can find some friends.
You can look for some in your area. Okay. So Microsoft is becoming a
Facebook.
Dating service
or
now.
Match, yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Match.1.
Gamers near you.
Hashtag Xbox Lonely Probs.
Single Madden players in your area. Come play now. Madden players are waiting for you. So we have one more bit of news for the week, and then we'll give our deal of the week. Or we have two deals of the week. So let's get into our one last news thing. It's late news. Sorry we didn't report on this last week. But Bethesda is giving their first ever E3 conference. Pretty sweet. We've never seen Bethesda really, take the floor and say, "Oh, we're doing this.
We're doing
right
it,
now."
yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that we're revealing. So Fallout 4, new Elder Scrolls game,
Fallout Online. Ooh.
I mean, we know the setting of the next Fallout game, so.
Do we?
Boston.
That was a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't remember.
It was never made official, but somebody that was brought in by the people that did all the voice casting and whatnot for Fallout 3 leaked their script to Kotaku that they used for auditioning, and it was set in Boston.
So there you go.
It's actually plot twist. The next Elder Scrolls game is actually going to take place in Boston.
In Boston.
In Boston.
Right. Yep.
The Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Rob
It's actually
Gronkowski will
Elder
make a
Elder Scrolls
appearance.
Boston, starring Rob Gronkowski. I would totally play that game.
Yeah, I would 100%. Gronk, Spike, yeah.
But in all seriousness, save the date, June 14th, 2015. We'll see you there in Hollywood.
And it's kind of cool that they have enough content coming out to warrant that, because Bethesda,
Sure hope so.
We give them a lot of shit for certain things, but they produce quality content repeatedly.
It's true.
I mean, look how long, or look how far Skyrim has come. That game was released how many years ago, and people are still modding the game and putting out, just community content for it. So
any game with mods can last forever, though. People are still modding Jedi Outcast.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Skyrim's huge. It's a great game, and it still has a lot of life to it today.
I actually started playing that a little bit this past week. I finally found a mod that fixed my double cursor issue.
Every time I turn
So
the
why
game
wasn't
on,
that
it
in your "What are you
crashes.
playing" segment?
Because I
Sam.
forgot about it. All right, shut up, Benny.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Yeah, sorry. Next week.
So if you're looking for games to play this week at an affordable price, we got a deal of the week for you. It's the same kind of deal as last week because Humble Bundle is just killing it with the sales. We're back with Square Enix Bundle 2. Lots of great games coming out in this bundle. Or not coming out, but rather available. For $15, you can pick up, let's count here, 8 titles with more on the way. Sleeping Dogs, not the definitive edition, but Sleeping Dogs is on there. Great game, awesome. Hitman Absolution, Hitman Go, Supcom 2, and that game never really goes farther below than 15. Tomb Raider, Thief, Murdered Soul Suspect, Deus Ex, Human Revolution Director's Cut. So many games.
I already see 3 games here that I wanted to buy and just didn't.
Buy them right now.
It's
a great deal.
Murdered
For
Soul
15,
Suspect was kind of awful, but other than that,
I'd say for $15, Tomb Raider,
You've had
Sleeping
its
Dogs, and
issues.
Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Everything
it
else
is,
on here
it's
is
just
a good
so
game.
worth it. It's just like the Star Wars sale, which, sorry if you missed it. Trevor's actually buying it right now. PayPal says, yes, success. You now own all the games.
Good work.
And you could go out and buy them now, too.
I would buy this, except I own everything on here except Hitman Go and Murdered Soul Suspect.
That's what
already.
it was like with me for Star Wars.
How did you like Thief?
I don't need
Hitman
Hitman
Global
Go.
Operations.
How'd you like Thief?
Global Operations. Good one, buddy.
I haven't played it. I bought it because it was like $6 during a Steam sale.
Okay. Because that's the one I'm most excited about, actually, out of these.
From what
I
I've
haven't played Tomb
heard,
Raider.
it has its
Yeah.
issues. Like it was kind of buggy, but it was still a fun game.
Right.
I mean, it's not gonna be like the original Thief. I mean, obviously Ken
No.
Levine didn't work on this one.
That's kind of expected, though. It is a full reboot.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not gonna be as good as the original, but I mean, everybody I've seen talk about it said they had fun playing it. I mean, there's some stuff you have to overlook with it, but
Pretty solid game, though. For the price, it's a great deal.
yeah, I mean, for this price, with getting it with all the other games, definitely.
We also have another deal. It's the Xbox Ultimate, or I don't know what it's called.
It's the Xbox
Ultimate Game Sale.
Game Sale, yeah.
The Polygon calls it the Ultimate Xbox Sale. Xbox calls it the Ultimate Game Sale. I don't know what to believe, except that there's some.
I'm
going
gonna
to
believe the Microsoft
some good
statement on
games.
that one.
I would think so too, because that graphic looks pretty legit. So it's the Ultimate Game Sale on the Xbox Store. Tons of games, pretty good prices.
I'm going to tell you my favorite game price on here, as Benny and Sam have gone black now. My favorite game on this game sale is you could buy NBA Live 15 for $6 if you want. That's how I wouldn't recommend it. It's 85% off gold discount to $6. That's how bad it was. But
there are a lot of good games.
But some
on
of
here,
some of
though.
the other
A lot
ones
of these
are
sales
actually
pretty
really
decent.
good. Yeah.
And this is Xbox One and Xbox 360 sales as well. So
got-
some older games on 360 that maybe you didn't pick up. Gears of War 3, The Crew's on sale. Dark Souls, Far
the
Cry
Telltale
3.
Games collection.
pretty sweet.
I actually recommend Kinect Sports Rivals for 80% off. Not that bad,
If
actually.
you have a Connect.
Yeah.
But
Pretty good.
stuff like
Forza.
Limbo.
Forza.
Croft.
Yeah.
Half off Stick of Truth if you haven't played it yet.
That's pretty good. And if you want to be playing it on console, which I don't recommend, but
Shadow of Mordor. That's a big
Yeah,
one.
that-
40% off.
Yeah, I would definitely pick that up.
80% off Angry Birds Star Wars. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
75% off
That's probably
Arkham
what it
City.
should cost.
Yeah, Arkham City that's a great game. Trials Fusion. I mean, it's Trials. What
Yeah.
can be bad?
But the good news is that the sale, if you're on the fence and you haven't been paid yet, the sale is going on until February 23rd. February 23rd.
Oh, so you got plenty of time.
So you have time. You have time to pick up some games. And who knows, maybe they'll add more.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
on
think they
Monday.
will, but
No,
there's plenty of games
No,
on sale
but-
already. So if you have
Check
an
'em out.
Xbox One, gold subscription, you can even
Power
get a
brick
silver
that works.
discount too.
Yeah.
So if you don't have Xbox Gold,
Yeah.
you could also pick up some games.
That's
at
pretty
good
nice of them.
price. Yeah, no, it's a great deal. Or some of them are great deals.
Yeah. Others are what we think should be the normal prices, anyways.
Yeah, but we're spoiled by Steam sales and Humble Bundle
Yeah,
sales.
that's true. That's very true.
So that wraps it up for the show.
Oh, gosh.
We got through it.
We got
through it alive.
Yeah, we certainly are.
So thanks for watching the GenGAMEcast. Everyone, give me your Twitters. George, where can we find you on Twitter?
If you guys want to find me on
Or the
on-
internet.
on the internet or on Twitter, you can find me at George Picard. That is my name, just as you think it's spelled. You can find me on League of Legends at GG Space Golden Green, and you can find me streaming live right here on Twitch.tv/GenGame.
And Benny, where can they find you besides on the Build Off?
You can find me on the Twitter at NightPhoenix16. I'm not going to spell it because I don't want to do that anymore.
It's right there at the
Not
bottom of the
because you
screen.
told me not to.
You don't need to. It's already there.
You can also find me. You can also find me in a BattleNet at NightPhoenix #1928.
Sam, where can we find
Also
you?
playing Hearthstone with George.
No one cares about you, Benny. Sam.
On Twitter at @x_Raven. It's down there in my lower third.
What a great host.
On Twitch, twitch.tv/crosseyed_arena.
God.
And I am your host,
Sam, you look like you're about to pass out.
Kevin O'Rourke. You can follow me on Twitter @Shabazzle. Thanks for tuning into the show. You can follow the show at Twitch TV/GenGame.
Check
And
out
you
the
could
Facebook page.
subscribe to it. You can check out our Facebook
Yeah.
page, Twitter page, Google Plus page. No one looks at that. And you can you can subscribe to us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/GenGameNet. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night.